But I think weightlifting is really important. I do it myself, not as much as I should for lack of time, but the benefits there are huge on male hormones, women as well.
Okay.
You don't just look good, you feel good, you have bounce in your step.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that. A bit of aerobics as well, of course, is essential as well to get your body into what's called the hypoxic, low oxygen state.
Yes.
And that will trigger the same defenses that we're talking about as fasting. And this is the theme, Ed, is that this hormesis effect, it can be triggered in many different ways through the same mechanisms. One is lack of these amino acids. The other is, I just mentioned, exercise and low oxygen. But you can also do a cold plunge. You can do a sauna. There's even hyperbaric oxygen chambers. Have you heard of these?
Of course.
But what we're doing is putting the body out of its normal healthy state for a little bit to see. You know, when you weightlift, you're tearing muscle.
Right.
There's a type of hormesis that's particularly beneficial, which I don't talk about much, so it's good to share it here.
Yeah.
It's called mitochondria.
Okay.
So, you know, mitochondria, the power packs of the cell, they're little ancient bacteria that swim in our cells, and they can multiply, and we want more of them to be healthy. And as we get older, we have less and less of them, and they're not very active. Now, one way to trigger their activity to make them younger and more abundant is to give them some stress, give them some perceived adversity or hormesis, mitohormesis. So one way to do that is to exercise, okay? And you'll get free radicals, damage the mitochondria. They'll go, holy crap, I don't make enough energy. They don't make enough energy, and then they multiply, and then you get younger, okay? The other thing you can do is, because you're running out of oxygen, those mitochondria get worried that there's not enough and they need to make more. But also having high barometric pressure oxygen, this HBOT, I think that it's working in part because it's also causing free radicals in mitochondria and making the mitochondria panic. So it's interesting, right? You can run out of oxygen by running, literally running, or have too much oxygen. And this, I think it's the same effect. It's those power packs of the cell getting worried that something's out of whack, and they adjust, and it's just like exercise. You get the benefits. And the same is true for all these other things that we do. If you're cold, that cold shock will boost your mitochondrial activity.
And just straight up, what are your thoughts on red light? Because it's sort of like, I don't know if it's the new thing, but it's kind of like the new thing.
Right. Well, it's my job to stay up on these things and even to try them myself. It brought a smile to my face when I was reading the science on the red light therapy. And the hyperbaric oxygen and the oxygen, high oxygen under training you do it?
Yeah, under load, just load. You know, you're under stress.
Got it.
Yeah.
So they all point to mitochondria again. Even the red light. There are scientific papers that I could pull out that show that the red light at that wavelength is disrupting the ability of mitochondria to make energy. The way mitochondria make energy is that it's like a hot potato. They take electrons and they pass them along. Red light disrupts that. And then you have low energy, and your AMPK system detects low energy and starts to give you the health benefits because it's worried that you're going to run out of energy. So light, oxygen, hunger, simulating low energy, or in some cases actually is low energy. Well, for sure. I mean, it's been shown to protect against hair loss and improve skin. So there's something to it. I tried shining some red light on some nematode worms to make them live longer. It didn't work, but that was a few years ago. I think there's a lot more data now that it's likely to be working similar to exercise and fasting, but through a light mechanism, which is actually easier than these other things. And stimulating stem cells. Yeah, you can buy a cap. You can get a cap that you put on your hair. I mean, you've probably seen not you, but most people have seen.